You know, I really could get lost here on this dock. Just fishing every morning. I mean, look at the sunrise. Can you get any better than this? Truly, I mean, this is just amazing. I feel so relaxed. But today, I'm fishing, because I need water bees. And, you know, I would like to keep fishing, but unfortunately, we have work to do. So, last episode, we started genetically modifying our bees to be crazy powerful and getting the emerald and uraninite bees. Now, I have been letting these guys go for a long time, and we have a lot of combs now, which is really good. And I've slowly been processing them down here, and we're gonna actually try and maybe use them today. We'll see. But you might notice that our bees aren't actually maxed out yet, and well, that's why I was fishing, because we needed these water bees that are tolerable to any weather. So, if you could, grab a drink, grab a snack, join me on today's episode of All the Mods 9, where we're finally going to finish our bees. Or, well, at least finish a lot of bees. Ah, yes, this looks much better than it was before, doesn't it? Believe it or not, I actually had a dream last night about building something like this instead of what we had, and I like it so much better than what we had. And also, in between episodes, I've been a very, very busy bee. Ooh, also forgot to mention that some of these systems that were from the last build are still integrated into this one, like this one that processes combs. But onto the important things, I have gone ahead and I have made out a whole maxed out ender beehive. We're going to get into why in just a minute. So today, I really want to propel our bee facilities. But for that, I need... Ooh, it's nighttime. I should sleep. But for that, I need a lot of honeycombs, a lot of bee upgrades, and a lot of honey treats as well, which we are making a decent amount. Most, if not all of them, coming from our comb processor, and we have a lot of combs to process. But I'm pretty sure the best way of getting the bee treats is just from normal bees, because they make the most of these normal honeycombs, which are actually pretty useful. So the plan is, I want to make a whole bunch of hives for just normal bees, and I want to put simulator upgrades in them, and also productivity upgrades. And hopefully we'll also be able to do that with all the other bees that we make on the other side. Now, this is where the fun part comes in. We need bees to get more bees. So, simulator upgrades need a lot of blaze rods, a lot of honeycombs, and also a lot of ender pearls. Now, I could go to the nether, farm a whole bunch of blaze rods. I could go to the end, farm a whole bunch of ender pearls, which that is on the to-do list, but not right now. The end portal's so far away, so I thought, why don't I make bees do it for me? And that's where we come full circle with these ender bees set up. Is there a bee outside? There is. How do you get out there? Now, the ender bees are actually the easy part because, as you guys recall, last episode we went to the end and found them. The blaze bees are a little bit more difficult, and that's kind of what I have set up behind me. So in order to make the blazing bee, you need a magmatic bee and a nomad bee. Now, I have gone ahead and I already have a magmatic bee. This was not hard to get. It's just magma cream on a nether brick nest. However, the nomad bee is we kind of need to just wait for these ashy mining bees. Oh my gosh, I lied. I've been waiting here for like 30 minutes. We finally got one. Well, that makes our lives a lot easier, doesn't it? We have our nomad bee. Unfortunately, that means these guys are gonna have to go. I'm sorry you guys have to see this. I almost threw away the nomad bee. I'm so glad I caught that. And one more thing I want to mention is that our genetics lab has been going absolutely wild. Look at this. We have so many of these weather tolerance traits, of these metaternal traits, of these very high productivity traits. This thing really is working wonders. So I kind of see the way for this nomad bee to come out. He's taking a sweet time. I'm going to catch him, and then we're going to breed up some blazing bees, max out their stats, and get a bunch of blaze rods. Oh, there he is, the little guy. Oh, he's a child. We got to make him grow up. That shouldn't be too hard. We're just going to throw him in the incubator, and then also steal some speed upgrades. And just like that, we're back to this bee breeding game again. I seriously do so much bee breeding. It's not even funny. Well, these guys are going to make a blazing bee. I only want to make one of these right now. Or actually, I'm going to make two of them. One of them we're going to max out, and then we're going to use that one for breeding. I'm going to come back with 5 blazing bees. 5 blazing bees? I can't talk. 5 blazing bees, and we're going to put them in the nest. You know, I will say, genetically modifying bees will never get old. Here's our adult blazing bee. I'm just going to quickly give him all of the good traits. Awesome. Another thing you guys might be wondering is that this part of the cellar definitely is not done yet, and you'd be correct. I'm going to try to finish up by the end of the episode. I just didn't have any ideas specifically going through my head about this part, so I want to take it slow and make sure I like it before I build it, so we don't end up with another situation where I need to basically completely redo the whole basement of this building. So we have our second blazing bee. They're both adults. Obviously, this is the important one. We're going to breed 4 more of these guys, and we're going to create some crazy bees. Our first blazing bee, second blazing bee, and the last 2 bees, and it looks like they've already made some blazing combs. Sweet. Alright, so that is check 1 of today's to-do list, ender bees and blazing bees, so we can make a whole bunch of simulator upgrades. But now we need productivity upgrades, and you might be asking, how do we get those? Well, for starters, we're gonna need this super duper fancy draconic bee. Now, unfortunately, I only got 11's Dragon's Breath from the Ender Dragon fight, so it's gonna take, I'm gonna be waiting for a minute for these bees, but it looks like I just need to make some obsidian nests, and then we should be good. And I'm gonna make 2 of them, because I think they can breed, can they not? I think they can breed amongst themselves. If they can't, it's not the end of the world, as long as their productivity is high. So unfortunately, this does mean I'm gonna have to go back to the end anyway, and this is gonna be a bit of a long journey because the end portal is 3,000 blocks away from me. On the bright side, all of our bees are producing while we're doing this. Alright, so I made it to the end portal, and I don't normally like to do this. I don't like waystones that much. I think they're a little bit cheeky, but I'm broke. I can't afford any other way of transportation, and waystones are a poor man's way of transporting around your world. So I'm putting a waystone here so I don't have to travel. I'm gonna try and keep waystone usage to a minimum, though. We'll find better ways of transportation. So it should go just a little bit like this, and then I gotta wait. This is gonna take me a while, so I'm just gonna do some miscellaneous activities, maybe put on a TV show, and then this is like 15 minutes. I think more, it's like 20. So I'll be back in a little bit. Oh shoot, 5 more seconds. I've been waiting here for so long. Give me these dang draconic bees, please. There's 1, there's 2, awesome. And back home! Maybe. There we go. These guys also have strong endurance, which is kind of cool. I don't think I'm ever going to use it, so it is what it is. But at the moment, I kind of just want to breed these guys and get 5 of them in front of a beehive. Now, you might be asking why we need these draconic bees. I don't know if I explained this earlier, but if I haven't, I'm going to explain it again. So, in order to get these super duper amazing productivity upgrades, we need... Oh, those are echo shards. Oh, those are nether stars. We need draconic chunks. Now, these come from the draconic combs, which come from the draconic bee, which we just got some of. So, I'm going to do the thing that I've been doing for the past week. More breeding. Ah, I see the breeding items is draconic dust. How in the world do I get that? Oh, just by putting them in the hive. Okay, that's not so bad. I can get some of that. Now, the one thing about these bees though is they do need to pollinate a dragon egg, which I do have 2 of. Once again, I don't know why I have 2 of them. I got one of these from a quest reward in one of the first episodes, so I'll take it. We have an extra dragon egg for this. Anyways, now I just gotta play the waiting game. Now, I realize that this is gonna take a very long time. I've been waiting like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I only have 2 combs. So, I think I'm gonna do a little bit of a montage because I want to upgrade my tools. However, I don't really want it to take a huge portion of the video explaining about it. So, oh, a bee just died in our basement. It's just gonna be a quick little thing and we're gonna get better tools and hopefully you get some little quick entertainment out of it. It has been a pretty long time. Most of the time was spent waiting on this material grader, but all of my tools, I know the montage wasn't that long, but like I said, I wanted to keep it short to not take up time and content in this video. All of my tools are like SSS tier stuff, including the arrow, including the leaf fletching. These tools are awesome. My sword does 26 attack damage. And these aren't even netherite coated because I ran out of netherite, so yeah. So we should have a decent amount of draconic combs here. That we do. Let's go ahead and let's grab our bees. Oh, this quest might give us more combs too. Oh, sweet, it did. So if we go down here, hey, I want to process those. Here's some draconic dust. We need 16. I highly doubt we're gonna get 16, but if we can breed them once, then it'll be faster. Yeah, this draconic dust stuff, it is not cheap. Back to the bee breeding. I'm actually so excited for these bees. I've been waiting so long for this. Literally all week I've been like thinking about, okay, we're gonna get good bees. It's gonna be awesome. So this would be an almost full hive of draconic bees. It should be pretty effective. Yeah, these are maxed out bees. Look at that. Okay. All right, well, to be completely honest with you guys, I've had enough waiting. We are going to start upgrading all of the hives over here with the normal bees and start our honeycomb empire. So I'm gonna need a lot of beehives here, and a lot of expansion beehives. Like I said, go big or go home, right? I didn't say that, but I'm saying it now. I want a lot of honey. I have a few more future plans that I want to do with the honey as well, so it's not just, oh, I want a lot of honey now. There's a reason for it. So with all these ender combs, and all these blazing combs, I should be able to make a whole bunch of blaze rods and a whole bunch of ender pearls to create all the simulator upgrades we need for all 21 of these new beehives. Alright, hopefully I'm able to make enough. No, it looks like I'm a few ender pearls short. I'm definitely a few ender pearls short to finish this. So I guess I just need to wait a little bit longer, or I could take a quick trip to the end. You know, I guess that the whole point of the bees was to be able to do this without going to the end, but I'm already here. Okay, I think I can make all of them now. Yes, I can. That's sweet. And now I'm short blaze rods. Alright, so I have all 25 simulator upgrades. Now, I'm gonna get to placing some hives. I'm gonna get to some beekeeping, and I'll be back with a whole lot of bees. So actually, I think while the bees are breeding here, I'm gonna work on a system that automatically refills bottles and deals with the honey and stores all of this stuff. Stop, it's me from the future. Now, I have to admit that I messed up just a little bit, and I made something that I didn't really like. And this here is not what I'm talking about. This is something I built in between cuts. Like it's a day or two later since the last clip, but I did build this for storage for our little cellar down here. I still haven't finished over there, as you can see, but let me show you what I did do. So I made this monstrosity up here, and yeah, I could tell I was really tired when I made this. This is so ugly. I don't know why I did it. It works, but it like ruins the whole point of what I was trying to do with this greenhouse. So we're gonna be completely redoing this. Kind of what this thing does is it just takes the glass, or not the glass, it takes the honeycombs out of here and the honey bottles out of here and refills these with glass bottles as well, and then stores them down here inside of our new little storage area. As you can see, it is working well. Like I said, though, it just looks terrible, and I want to redo it. So, I'm going to go back to the original intent of what I was saying in the last clip, and we're gonna build something to deal with all this new honey and all these new bees. Oh, before the clip starts though, I did want to say it took a long time to get all of these bees, but all of these hives are completely filled with bees and simulator upgrades. Alrighty guys, as you can see behind me, there is no evidence that anything is happening to these beehives. However, you might notice they're all full of glass bottles, and there's no honey in here. So, I'm going to quickly walk you through how this works, why it's hidden, and why I think it's awesome. Now, before we get into this, I will say this was so expensive to pull off because we use laser IO for it, and not item pipes. But, I'll get into why in just a second. So laser IO is cool. I'm sure you guys have seen me use it all around the base, and the fact that you can do multiple things on the same in the same block or in the same node, right? So I can insert and extract in just one block space. I don't need two different pipes. So I have inserting on the white channel, which is extracting, or no, this is extraction from the white channel, which is the beehives are on the white channel. Then it's inserting on orange. And now let me show you where all that's going. So this is all connected to a drawer system, which I have hooked up right here. So it is being inserted on white and nothing is being extracted from the drawer system. This is just the storage. And then back here, I have the same setup I had before. I have honey bottles that get put into the centrifugal separator, which just takes liquid from things, honey bottles being one of them. So it will pretend this was a honey bottle. I don't want to go scrolling for it. It'll turn the honey bottle into honey and a bottle. The honey goes into the blast chiller and turns into honey blocks. And the bottles are actually recycled back into the expansion box. So one thing that's great about the system is that I don't have to provide it with bottles, right? It just goes over and over with cycles in the system. And then the bottles are on the orange channel, so they don't just loop over and over. But anyways, that is the explanation and the system I have built for down here. I think it turned out really well. Actually, I really like this room that I built. I think I'm going to do something similar to this on the other side. I'm just not completely sure yet. But as you can see, we are doing pretty good on honey now. It's still not as much I would like, specifically honey blocks, but I think these are going to be slow no matter what until we get all the productivity upgrades. Alrighty, now a decent time has passed since last clip. I have AFK'd a lot, and I think it's time we can move on to the big project for today. And that project being, I need to upgrade everything that's over here. I need simulation upgrades. I kind of need to copy what I have over there, but over here, and with a lot of bees. So just off of the top of my head, I know I'm gonna want redstone bees, definitely some diamond bees, probably some nether quartz bees, probably some glowstone bees. Yeah, I just kind of want all these bees, right? That we're in the process of making these ones. And definitely the iron bee too. But before I start that, you guys might also recall that I need a lot of draconic combs for productivity upgrades. And well, I have been AFKing for a long time. I can go and put these all in here, and I have a lot of these draconic combs now. Yeah, 910. You know, there might still be more upstairs. Yeah, just a little bit. So I'm gonna let all of these process, and I should get a whole bunch of this draconic dust. And then it doesn't look like the first productivity upgrades are hard to make at all. And the next one is gonna need nether stars and 4 of each upgrade, which is a lot more expensive. So these probably gonna need to wait on. It kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So I think the plan is, I'm thinking I'm gonna line up the other room just like this, have lines of, oh, it's so loud, the amount of bees in these. But I'm just gonna line it up kind of like that. And I'm also gonna be using Ender IO in order to take out all the stuff. It's just so expensive. Laser IO is not cheap. This is not cheap. I know it looks like it's okay, but think about like how much of these I'm using with all the insert and extract cards, you know. It's just a little expensive. But yeah, so I think I'm just gonna have them along here for now at first. Have all the feeding slabs, the expansion boxes, and also the beehives. Yeah, this is not gonna be cheap. It's just going to be the same thing on this side here, though I did just realize it is going to be a little awkward there, isn't it? So what we might need to do is, instead of having both of the hives facing one direction, we have another hive facing this direction with a new feeding slab. So instead of both of them facing the same feeding slab like over there, we have it like this. And then have the feeding slabs here for this row of bees. Yeah, I think I like that. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out what bees I want where, get simulator upgrades on all of these, and maybe start breeding them as I collect resources in order to make all these laser IO things. Yeah, I think that's a plan. So I think I'm going to montage it like usual. You know me, I love my montage. And I'll see you guys shortly. Now, the crazy part about this is throughout this whole process, I made blaze bees, I made ender bees just so I wouldn't have to go farming for them in order to make more simulator upgrades. That's the first thing I ran out of, was ender pearls and blaze rods. So immediately, first thing I did, I was like, well, shoot, I need more ender pearls. So I go to the end. I'm so happy I made that waystone to the end portal. I hate waystones. I hate that mod. I mean, not because the mod is bad, but I just think it's so OP. But it's made my life so much easier. I need so many ender pearls. So I was like, shoot, what do I do? So I went to the end, got ender pearls, and then right after that, I was like, dang it, I need blaze rods. So I went to the nether. I did not get as many blaze rods as I would have liked, but I got enough to get started, and then hopefully as time passes, I'll actually get blaze rods for my blaze bees. Yeah, it's gonna take a minute for those to ramp up. I don't know if I'm gonna make more than one blaze bee. We'll see. And then after that, I also had to go mining. I ran out of redstone like 3 times. I ran out of iron a few times. I was like, oh my gosh. But I did get it through. I got all the bees we needed, and I eventually finished the laser IO setup, and then that will bring us to the present. Alrighty, everyone. I've been at this for a decent while now, but look at this. I think it looks so good, and there's still so many bees we have to get. You might notice I have 2 full hives of uraninite bees, and that is on purpose, because I feel like we're gonna need them until we get enough productivity upgrades, but I think this should be good for now. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. Bee, get out of the way! Oh my gosh, I'm so happy! Okay, so this is definitely not all the bees we're gonna make in this season of All the Mods 9. There's definitely more we're gonna do. However, this is a very good start, I feel like. I'm so happy. However, these combs aren't really useful on their own. We actually need to process them still, and there's something I want to get into to do that. So there's this thing called the heated centrifuge, which needs an inactive dragon egg, which is a whole bunch of draconic dust. But I think we actually have enough to make it. Yeah, we definitely do. So I should be able to put this around an egg, if I'm not mistaken, which we are kind of running low on. Yes, we can. And I think the bees can also pollinate this? I don't know, but regardless, we should be able to make a pretty nice centrifuge now that will do us really well. I want to know how fast this is. I'm assuming it's going to be pretty fast, but I'm not super sure yet, and I might want to make 2 of them. I don't know yet. So, believe it or not, I do actually have a plan for this. I think I'm gonna want 3 of these centrifuges, so that will need a decent amount of draconic dust, which is gonna slow down our productivity upgrade goal, but I don't think it's gonna be the end of the world. You know, another thing I want to do is I want to give this a drawer in our system, like so. Okay, so 2 heated centrifuges. These things are supposedly the bomb. I want 3 of them, but I think we should be able to do fine with just 2 of them and then 1 powered centrifuge. The reason I definitely need 1 is because these things can process whole block, and I kind of need to do that with the blazing combs, because the normal combs make blaze powder, whereas I would kind of just like the blaze rods. Because I don't want to turn the powder into rods, because that requires some crazy machinery for whatever reason. So I think what I'm probably going to end up doing is just setting these somewhere over here, if I'm being completely honest. Out of the way of everything, right? Call me crazy for that, but I think it's just the way to go, because to be honest with you, I don't really like the way that these machines look. So I'm just going to kind of drag this over here, and we're going to do this all behind. And then I don't even think I need this super crazy centrifuge set up over here anymore. And then I think I might as well also steal this bottler. That might not be a bad idea. So basically what I want to do is just extract from the drawer controller we have up here, insert it into these centrifuges, and I might move them closer. Yeah, so I'm just going to set up some basic laser IO stuff, and then I'll be back, and I'll kind of show you guys how this works. I have an idea of what it's going to be already. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I have a good system here. Let me just go ahead and finish it up. I know it looks kind of jank, but it is what it is. So before I connect it all, I'm just going to kind of show you guys what's happening. So I'm going to have all of these combs, which, that's the extract one. On the insert here, all of these combs are going to go into this heated centrifuge. They're just going to get processed. The honey's going to go into here to turn into honey treats, and everything else is going to go into our ME system, into this ender chest. Then here, we're going to have our blazing blocks go into here, which I seem to have the filter on the wrong thing. There we go. So the blazing blocks are going to go into here to turn into blaze rods. Those are also just going to go into our system, which I do need a drawer for here in a minute. And then this is going to be for our ender pearls. Because the ender combs, they don't make honey, so you can't use them in the same centrifuge as other things. So I think I should be safe to just connect this up. I hope. And then we are going to see if it works. It looks like it's working already. Yeah, no, we're doing good. Though there seems to be slimy combs in this one. I don't know why that is. Okay, so this looks like it's working. So I'm happy about that. Honey should be leaving to go into here. I don't know if it is. I hope it is. There seems to be some liquid chorus in the way here, and I'm not super sure why. It looks like the liquid honey keeps flowing back and forth. So hold on, let me do some troubleshooting here. Okay, now I think we're working. So what I have happening is the ender combs are filtered to go into this centrifuge. The wax is being thrown away, and the heated centrifuge doesn't make any wax. And the honey that we make from this, we're turning into honey treats, which I actually need to make a drawer for. But it looks like we're going to be making a lot of good stuff. So I'm happy about this. We just need to figure out how to turn the blaze combs into the blaze blocks, and then we should be like good, a-okay. And all of this is being sent into our ME system down here. I need to make a few more drawers, otherwise we're going to have a bit of an issue, but I think we'll be okay. So I think to turn the blaze combs into blaze comb blocks, I'm probably just going to use... Oh, you can make the vanilla crafter, which is kind of neat. I'm probably just going to use this crafter, though, from RF Tools. Awesome! Okay, no, this is working now. So we should be making a whole bunch of blaze rods now, too. Oh, sweet. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I just have the blazing combs being filtered into here, then it's pulling out the blazing blocks, and then it's going into this centrifuge, and it's being taken out. Perfect. Yeah, no, this is a really good system. I'm a fan of it. We're automatically making honey treats, too. Yeah. I think we've done a good job here. It just looks really bad. I don't know. I might redo this in the future, but I don't really see a need to. I think keeping it hidden is probably just going to be the way to go. So before I do anything, though, I'm going to make a whole... I need drawers for this stuff, like ASAP. Like for slime, I'm going to need one. All right, so everything back at home has storage now. We should be seeing all of this getting depleted here pretty soon. Like right now, it's working on the powdery comb. Oh, got to make a gunpowder drawer. Yeah, I decided might as well get the creebies because I already had 2 of them maxed out. So I was like, might as well get free gunpowder. I'm sure we can use it in the future for something. And then last but not least, we need to cover this up. And we're looking good. I want to be able to carry a lot of these honey treats as well. But look at this. I'm pretty happy about this. Everything's getting processed. Life is coming together. Right, the uraninite we're gonna need to process, but we will work on that next episode. I do think that brings us to a pretty good wrapping up point, and the next episode, I need to make 1 or 2 more bees, but I might just do that in between episodes, because at this point, in these 2 episodes, we've been working on bees, you guys have seen it all. Next episode, we're finally gonna work on getting some more power, I think. I hope. That's the plan. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, please hit the like button down below. If you want to see more of my content, hit subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of All the Mods 9. Later!